I understand DAngelo Russell is an all-star. But there is, and Dinwiddie we like, Allen we like, a whole bunch of their players I like. But I got to tell you, there is no star on this team. But organizationally, from the top on down, to Sean Marks, to Atkinson, to the roster, if you are a free agent, how can you not consider them? If you are a superstar, tell me what it is that you need other than you, considering the other parts that they have on this squad to contend for a title. If you are a star, Jalen and Max, I understand another good player, it would keep them being a respectable team. But they're respectable now. If you're a Kevin Durant, if you're a Kawhi Leonard, if they are indeed going to have enough cap space for 2 max players this summer, everybody's sitting here talking about the New York Knicks. What the hell about the Brooklyn Nets? What about them? Because I'm telling you right now, it's something special that is developing in Brooklyn, New York. I'm a New York Knicks fan to my core for all my life, but I got to give respect where it's due. Brooklyn is in the building. Brooklyn is I'm just telling you right now, you're a marquee free agent. You got to look at the Brooklyn Nets just as much as you look at the Los Angeles Clippers, and you got to sit up there and say, yo, the Knicks and the Lakers, 2 of the biggest franchises in sports, might be stepchildren compared to these brothers right here. Brooklyn is in the building. That's all I'm saying. They relevant. They relevant.
In the immortal lines from the show Kung Fu, patience, young grasshopper, is what I take away from the Brooklyn Nets yesterday. Look, DAngelo Russell was drafted 2nd overall. Marcellus Wiley and I used to argue about this on Max and Marcellus and on LA radio all the time, Stephen A. And I said, patience with DAngelo Russell. He's a talented guy, but he's not a super athlete. He does it with court vision, timing. He's big for the position. He shoots it well. And we used to argue about him versus Moutier and stuff like that, because Moutier is much more athletic. And in summer league and as a rookie, the athletes can kind of jump out in front like the tortoise and the hare, right? But DAngelo Russell, in the era of one and done, it's almost like kids are coming straight from high school. These are not finished products. You know why Kyle Kuzma looks good this year, or has looked good? Because he had 4 years in college. If he would have come out as a freshman, he wouldn't have made the league. But he's a much more polished product, as spending all that time in college learning. DAngelo Russell was one and done. People wanted him to hit the ground running. Number 2 overall pick. What's going on? Why is this guy better? That guy better? He's a bust. Lakers wind up trading him. 4 years into his career, he's an all-star. Lou Williams was talking about it. It's pretty good 4 years to be an all-star. That's pretty good, and he's still getting better? Now, why did the Lakers have to trade DAngelo Russell in the first place? Because they foolishly gave Timofey Mozgov a $64 million 4-year contract. They had to leverage out of that using their number 2 pick in order to create cap space to get LeBron and hopefully another net max player. Had they not pushed their chips to the middle of the table on Timofey Mozgov and Luol Deng, they would not have to have traded Russell. Now, I know there were locker room issues. That's a separate thing. But the point is, had they kept DAngelo Russell, they don't have to take Lonzo Ball, do they? Was Lonzo Ball worth trading DAngelo Russell for? Because had they kept DAngelo Russell and not needed a point guard, maybe they draft Jason Tatum with a number 2 overall pick. Now they got Russell and Tatum on rookie deals with the rest of that squad, and they signed LeBron James. How would that look right now, y'all? Think about that for a second. So what do I peel away from all this? I apply it to Lonzo Ball, actually. You got Lonzo now. Patience. I know he's the number 2 overall pick. I know, guys, he looks like a bust at times. But I think he has higher upside than DAngelo Russell. And Russell's an all-star in his 4th year. Patience, young grasshopper.
You alluded to something, Max, I'll touch on. So not only was Russell trending, but Lonzo was trending, and for the wrong reasons. And as somebody that watches League Pass faithfully, I've noticed the trend. A lot of former Lakers are balling this year that were recently a part of their team. Lou Williams with the Clippers, probably going to win 6th Man of the Year. Brooke Lopez is playing quality minutes with Milwaukee, who's the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Julius Randle, one of the most improved players in the game, who they let walk for nothing so they can open up 2 max spots. LeBron James took 1. and the other, DAngelo Russell, who helped resurrect the Nets when Karis LeVert got injured because he was on the pace to actually be an all-star this year. They signed Dinwiddie to a contract because he was playing really well. So what this means for Brooklyn is they're in position, like Stephen A. said, for guys to actually live to what they talk about. Players always talk about wanting to win and how they are willing to sacrifice whatever it takes. If that is the case, in their current cities, the Nets and the Clippers were always considered JV brands to the Knicks and the
Correct.
Lakers. So now will players say, I want to go to New York and play for the better team or for the bigger brand? It will let you know what their intentions are. The exact same thing in Los Angeles, where the Clippers have positioned themselves to be in the playoffs, and the Lakers are so far out of it, they may even end up getting the 4th pick based on their odds when the lottery comes.
Jalen, let me tell you, first of all, I appreciate the astute analysis. You're right on the money. I have nothing to disagree with there, my brother. No doubt about it. But I got to tell you something. Jalen, I need your help because I'm emotional right now. Because we all know, you understand what I'm saying? I'm a New York Knicks fan. Look, man, Steve Mills, Scott Perry, I've known them for years. You know I'm rooting for them. Make no mistake about it. But I got to sit here and tell y'all right now, as a native New Yorker born in the Bronx, raised in Hollis, Queens, let me be very, very clear. The only thing that I could see as a negative for the Brooklyn Nets right now is traffic on Atlantic Avenue. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that I can say, that I can point to. And by the way, you got 9 different subway lines that get you to the Barclays Center. So you don't even have to get stuck in traffic.
Barclays is a good
so
place
I
to
might
watch
be
a game.
exaggerating because we all know I don't really have to use public transportation anymore in terms of the subway. So I'm not getting on the subway. So I got to get stuck in traffic.